Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2019 here with Bath City Football Club at Rawslowgaming. We're taking gaming raw, slow and nice, which is why the reason last episode around got heavily focused on the transfer window, which we just closed. And of course we had a major profit last month with 1.2 million due to our transfers that we unfortunately couldn't stop on our top players that we couldn't go against the board, and actually one of the players weren't one of our top players, or rather none of them were, but key players maybe for the future that we unfortunately lost and couldn't do anything about. But we can be quite happy nonetheless. We did get good money for them. So instead we're going directly into the match here against Doncaster, as we were playing last episode right up until the match that we couldn't play due to the episode dragging on a little bit. So of course we have Charles here that are injured, so we got to put de Havilland in, and you will be allowed to play in attacking mode. Jesus, why couldn't I say that with no sense at all? Rayner should play instead of Gray, and you could be playing something else. Wide playmaker, Rawson, winger, support. Attack, you have been doing superbly in attack, but we'll change you down to a little bit more defensive lineup, I guess. Might be good. We have been a little bit weaker recently, so I think this will suit us pretty good. And we still have Ogenseri with no, not really an injury or nothing really, so we'll put in Ogenseri there as well. I really remembered him being stronger than 2 stars, but alright. Yeah, we have a bit of a weak spot in our attacking area, but that is nothing new at all. So of course we need to remove Charles from the bench, and we can't put Lundström in because he's actually loaned out, I believe. So who should we put in there? I guess Ponticelli or something. Pressing all the buttons that I didn't want to press, and yeah, we don't really want to do that though, to be honest. So let's put in O'Connor instead, and Gray. Yeah, lone players here we'll try to keep out really. We don't really need them anymore. We have Rawson, we have Rayner, Pius, Mitchell. Well, we have still 5 lone players on the field and in the team, so I think that should be quite well. I think we are ready to go to the match, and yeah, we know that Ogenseri might struggle, so we might switch him out a little bit earlier than full time, but we'll go to match, kick off and play just as usual, and just as usual we'll comment the match throughout it here, or rather the highlights that we had Miller with a free kick, unfortunately just outside, over and to the left. Doncaster here with a chance, a corner that is messed up, but get a second try. Passing it in here, coming here on the right hand side, centering it over to the left hand side, and the cross is in. Jordan clears it pretty good, and so does Miller, but it comes back here. But we managed to pick it up again. And also now with a free area running up here on the right hand side, crosses it in towards Pius with a chance, but he shoots it off, not off, but too wide to the right hand side of the post. Miller with a free kick and shoots, and that were even more close than last time around. So far, definitely Bassett that have dominated in terms of chances, but so far we haven't been able to put one shot at goal, which is not good. So I thought there for sure would going to be a counterattack for Doncaster, but it's Pius getting through here, and it's a goal for Bassett here in the 13th minute, and the 26th goal of the season for Pius there, which have been all goal maker all season long. And yeah, Doncaster have a pretty neat stadium for sure. Can't wait until we have a stadium like this, but that will probably be first in Premier League or something like that. So Doncaster with a chance here in the 17th minute, straight into the wall. Pius getting the ball and running with it, passing to Ogansiri, back to Pius, and it's another goal for Bassett here in the 17th minute and extending the lead to 2-0. So Ogansiri and Pius playing well together here so far for sure. Not the greatest of pass for anyone there really, to be honest, or finish. Don't know at all really how the heck the keeper missed to save that. He basically stood where Pius shot, but somehow didn't save it. But we're happy. It's just a bit strange. So the table is still looking very, very tight. I hope we can get a good run here and get back with a good run like we had in the first half of the season. Or the first half of the season, the first quarter or so were amazing. We led the league by 10, 12, 15 points or something like that. But after one half, we're leading 2-0, and the stats and everything is definitely looking our way. And yeah, everyone playing pretty well. We usually have a few players to criticize at 6.3 or lower. Not at this time, so we're very happy with that. So we'll just continue on here and just play our usual game, so to say, and change out a player or two around the 60-minute mark, probably. And it looks like Rawson, Miller, Akinola, and Jordan are players that are a little bit tired. So probably we'll switch one or two of those out. So we'll switch Morris in instead of Jordan. And I actually think we will switch Akinola out here as well. Or should we switch out Rawson here maybe? No. We will switch out Rawson as well for Gray here and just take a little bit of a gamble. Right, we should have switched Ogansiri out probably, but yeah, we'll take a gamble with that for now and hope that he don't get an injury or anything like that. We can play Gosling, Alloy, or who more? Ponticelli, of course, if that were the case. We don't really want Ogansiri to be injured, of course, though. We did buy him to play together with Pius, or to be our first choice really to develop here, Ogansiri. I do believe he have pretty good potential ability. If nothing else, he's got a good basic level or good basic stats on finishing and things like that. Ogansiri here hitting the top bar there, but apparently it were offside, I think. But very nearly a goal there for Ogansiri. At least he's have one assist here in this match. And we should have the final whistle here in a second. And good sort there by Ogansiri, but not getting through. And the final scoreline then for Bassett versus Doncaster being 2-0, shots 17-12, shots on target 10-4, and possession 49-51%. So overall, a good match for sure for everyone here in the team, and yeah, everyone performing really well, and that will bring us up to second place in the league, I believe. Yep, and 2 points clear of a clear of the playoff zone. That is what I'm saying. I just can't get the words out in the proper order, which I should be able to do, but you can't do right every time. And regarding that, I don't know if we should praise Pius' performance, but I think we should. Yeah, we were all right with that, so that's good. Next game up is against Fleetwood Town, which are 15th in the league, and I think that should be an easy game for us to win. We will see if it is. I hope. I hope it is. While we are moving the game forward here, remember to smash that like button if you're enjoying the show here of Football Manager, the never-ending series that we're doing, so to say. This is episode, well, very soon, at least, episode 200. And yeah, we've been running this series for over a year now. 1.5 year maybe, actually. And we're only up to Skybet League 2, but hopefully soon we'll be in Skybet League 1, which could be interesting. So here we need to take a little bit of a look on the scouting, I think. So the cost here, ridiculous, obviously. And comparing to what? Comparing to Mitchell. Oh, I can't get like that. Mitchell, I don't remember if he's a lone player or not. I think he is, but yeah, the cost here is not going to be interesting. It could definitely be interesting for signing in the end if the cost here could come down. His requested wage is good there. And Pius, or rather, same level as Oganseri here. Good, very natural level and some potential ability. And yeah, not really that interesting, to be honest. He's alright in dribbling, but nothing more. Well, good base physical as well, and technique pretty good. So basically the important ones he's actually decent in. But yeah, I'm not sure about Gaxa here. I mean, we have Poncelli, we have Oganseri. We want someone that is, well, better, really. Brown here, a little bit better, but the cost there is ridiculous. Can we add him on a shortlist? I kind of want to have Gaxa here on a shortlist for, what, 6 months? I should probably have done that with someone else as well, maybe. Yeah, that's not happening. Decent Skybet League 2 level. Right, so Anang here, obviously, would be a good signing for us. So we'll make an offer. At 4K. We did make an offer, right? Yeah. So we'll continue here. Because, well, we will only have Molden and he's a lone player, which obviously is trouble for us. Between Anang and Molden, we would obviously as well, I guess, choose Molden as the first team player. Because, well, I think he's better and he's played with us overall two seasons. Of course, I don't know exactly how Anang would be, but still. Yeah, if you're enjoying this, as I said, smash that like button. And if you're doing that, do hit the subscribe button also if you haven't done so yet. If you want to follow along on this very long running series, then it will keep running even more. That's for sure. And I accept the offer there on Anang. We think he would have a wage between 1.8k to 2.5k. So that's somewhere there we want to aim for. So I think we can start with 1.9k. Yeah, that should be all right. Sign-in fee, agent fee, that's all fine. Everything there is also fine. Full time, that's also rotation, that's also fine. Contract year, we want 2 years there at least. But I think 2 years should be all right. All right, so we can then go to 2.1. Read, to be honest, quite all right with all of these terms. Right, so we'll try 2.2 again, yeah. And we'll finalize the deal there. And yeah, Anang definitely quite all right. And he's been loaned out to Ghana here for years and years and years. Maybe not so strange since he's from Ghana, of course, but still not the first choice maybe to be loaned out. But I know for like Swedish players, for example, that are bought by English clubs, they are loaned back out to Swedish top clubs for quite the time, quite usually. So Akinola a little bit unhappy with training lately, and Jordan as well here. Jordan showing a lot of improvement there actually, and a bit here for Akinola as well. So we will be moving forward here. Miller is out for 12 to 15 days, or 8 to 11 with the club doctor, which we of course are going to use then. Yeah, that's not too good, our top player being out there, but it's a team here that shouldn't cause too much trouble for us nonetheless, so we can certainly hope that's the case at least. And yeah, as we're moving on here, I also do have memberships open at the channel, so if that is something you want to support the channel by, it's a great way to do it. You also get some small perks. I know the most expensive one, or the biggest one, it's quite ridiculous, so to say. If you would even consider it, that would be, well, out of my mind, really, to be honest. But if you for some reason choose to do that and support the channel that way, you get to name youth players, one youth player per month in your choice of game, either in Football Manager 2019 or in FIFA Manager 2020. It will always be, of course, Bath City youth players. That is the club we're playing, no matter what series we are doing, or rather what game we are playing. But yeah, you could see the player develop to something really great if that is something you're interested in and supporting the channel. So according to the bookmakers here, we are slight favorites for the match against Fleetwood. Not by much at all, as I thought we were going to be, but that's all right. Training for the first team, 8.12. All right. Eloy, poorly, but other than that, definitely all right. Under 23s at 8.15. And we'll praise Hutchinson here for good training. That's a new name, I feel. And Peacock also feels like a new name here. And under 18s at 8.96 in average training, which is superb. Really superb. And we'll have a look at the individual here for the first team. And Rawson keeps on improving here, which is definitely good. And we will say that we are happy with his performance this last few months. And Pius improving here. And Mitchell also improving, and that answer if he were a lone player or not. He is a lone player. Jordan showing a lot of improvement here, which is good and very interesting here, because his potential ability says it's really good, and it's only good improved by a slight amount in the future, but reaching 4 stars, that should be like a Skybet League 1 quality player almost. And overall, yeah, it looks pretty good here in my eyes at least. Haven't improved all these years, 4 years, much at all since we got him from Bournemouth, but it's all right. He's been with us and getting some playing time and everything like that, so it's all right. Johnson losing, unfortunately. Gosling showing improvement still too late. Haviland, Poncelli, Akinola showing a bit of improvement, and yeah, everything up here to between 10 to 15, so that's pretty nice. And he's a decent player for Skybet League 2 and has potential to be a little bit better. Gray losing everywhere, which is a shame after, well, improving pretty much everywhere. Morris, Ogenseri also losing everywhere pretty much. Which is a shame. Work rate increasing a lot though, which is good. Yeah, needs more playing time and everything. Yeah, he will get that. He's been a long time injured, so hopefully we'll be able to get him back, so to say. All right, we'll be happy with that. We'll move on here towards the match against Fleetwood Town and hope that we can continue the good run here. And it looks like we have lower league teams here against us now for a few matches, and here is where we need to build some momentum and some gap to our opponents, because I think again we will have very tough matches in the end of the season, or the second half of the season. If that makes sense, I don't know. I try to make it sound sensible in my mind, at least. I don't know if I actually managed to portray that to you, the viewers, but yeah, sorry for that. All right, so we don't really have anyone to play here other than Gray, which obviously is not the right choice. Oh, that's a much worse choice. So now we definitely do have a bit of an issue with the number of our depth in the team. Without Miller there and Charles, it's looking a bit slim to say the least here in the midfield center. And speaking of that, we are focusing play down there, so we should focus play down the left here. Yeah, definitely. Mitchell and Rayner really strong together. Mentality is still attacking, which should be all right. All right, in possession, focus play down the left, not through the middle. No, focus play down the left. Overlap right, sure, whatever, that should work. Anyone too tired? No. All right, let's go to a match and play here. And hope we can keep it together here for this match as well. So kick off and play. And first highlight here going on, and I don't think it will lead anywhere, which it didn't. So 10 minutes in, and no highlights so far. 15 minutes in, and still the same. First highlight here though, in the 18th minute, Bassett with the ball, throw in, cross towards Rayner, and the ball back to Mitchell just outside the penalty area, and to Rayner to Gray in the middle here, passing out to Mitchell again, and to Rayner. Rayner crosses to the right hand side, pretty much just hits Rawson there, standing still and doing nothing, looking definitely a bit daft there, but hey, that's Football Manager for you sometimes. The ball back to Gray here in the middle and doing a bad pass, and it's a chance for a counter-attack here for Fleetwood Town, running through and getting in the middle, and it's a goal for Fleetwood Town here in the 19th minute. Very unfortunately, and very poor, to be honest. Poor throughout there from that missed pass from Gray, and the defending here, well, really poor, but it feels like they were on the wrong side of the player almost, both our defenders there, and yeah, we'll show some passion and start shouting on to the players here, I guess. And next highlight here in the 36th minute, Rawson with a freak to De Havilland to Rayner, and it's a goal for Bassett here in the 36th minute, and it's an own goal there by Ashwood. And should we shout the man more? Well, we are going to shout the man more here. And De Havilland in a good place there, or Rayner rather. And I don't know if he actually tried to shoot there or what were the thought. Maybe it was a thought to pass, but didn't get through. And a corner here from Gray in the 45th minute to Johnson. Johnson with a chance here, maybe. No, Gray able to cross it again. Pass it back to Johnson to De Havilland and to Ogunsiri, and it's a goal for Bassett here in the 45th minute, just before the end of the first half, and Ogunsiri doing his second goal of the season. And again, getting a bit lucky how the ball got there, for sure, or rather a lot lucky. But we definitely say thank you and accept that, and don't complain at all. So it looks like Mitchell is tired there, so we'll have to switch him out during the second half. So the scoreline after one half, 2-1 for Bassett versus Fleetwood, which obviously really good for us. And player ratings also overall good. Pius not having his best game of his life so far, but maybe he can come here in the second half and have the game of his life. I don't think he will, but if he do, definitely not complaining about that either. Well, he did something, managed to get his 10th yellow card of the season, and well, something to write home about. And the first highlight here in the second half for Bassett in the 60th minute. The ball wide to Rawson here on the right-hand side, and do a really long cross towards Ogunsiri, and that unfortunately loses the challenge. Pius catching up the loose ball and passing to Johnson, back to Rawson, to Gray, to Johnson, to Rawson, to Johnson, to Gray, and to Rawson here, and he's able to cross it towards Ogunsiri, and it's another goal for Bassett here in the 60-minute mark. And Ogunsiri doing 2 goals this match, so maybe he can get back what he lost really quickly. We certainly hope that's the case. So good passing there back and forth, and a good challenge there by Oganseri being able to score that goal. And I think it's time to do a substitution or two, and I think we will keep Oganseri on here, and we will switch out Rawson. We will also switch out Mitchell. We don't have anyone that plays defender left, and we will switch in O'Connor for the Howland, I guess. Yeah, that will have to do. Again, doing all three substitutions at once, a little bit of a gamble, but I think they should be able to hold it together, and most important of all, they are fresh legs, and it should help to keep the tempo up for everyone. Maybe the last highlight of the match here for Fleetwood Town in the 89th minute. They have had a free kick, and now they're just passing about just outside the penalty area and come into it, and it's a goal for Fleetwood Town here, unfortunately reducing the scoreline for Bassett versus Fleetwood Town to 3-2 here, just minutes before the final whistle, or rather full time. So we will see how much extra time we will have in this match. Hopefully not too much, so we don't need to worry for that long. So 4 minutes, and we are already through all 4 minutes, so to say, and we pressed the wrong button there, but we have 30 seconds to go, and we do have a highlight going on. Can sometimes be something, but almost always it's just a highlight for the final whistle. But saying that, Fleetwood comes here, and it's out for a corner. Is that the case? Yeah. A cheap corner there for Fleetwood Town, and a free kick for Bath City. So that should be the last thing that happened, and it is. So the final scoreline for Bath City versus Fleetwood is 3-2. Shots 13-14, shots on target 76, and possession 58-42%. So good match, good result. Overall good performance by the lads. Maybe dropping it a little bit early in the end, and maybe it could have been a little bit better from the defenders, but still all right there, and a good result for us. After that match, we are now at a second place in the league, tying with the leaders, but it's very, very close. We're still actually only 2 points clear of the playoff zone, and actually one of the teams there have one game less played. So it might be Luton that we are competing with, and that lost against Scunthorpe still really burns one of the key matches that we had just before or after the winter break, or just around halfway into the season. And 2,247 attending in that game, and a narrow win. And we will praise Oganseri's performance there. He can definitely take a little bit of inspiration there, and for the remainder of the season, one can hope. And 3 goals in 7 appearances, which is all right. With that match played and that said, that will be everything for this episode. So I hope you have enjoyed, and thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you here soon again. Bye bye. You have been watching Rawslowgaming, and I hope you have enjoyed. On clicking on the video on the left, you will see the next video in this series, and on the right, our latest upload to the channel. And with that said, thank you again for watching.